So last time we fought the orb-possessed king of Arcania, and now, I guess it's just a hole. But like, a really deep hole. Well, you know what that means. Fog of War map. Well, that's great, but we have to go kill your abusive mother now. Alright, so, how is everyone? Alright, that's not gonna help out too much in the long run. Bar's got experience, okay. Well, I'm glad Wolf feels better. He's probably psyching himself up a bit just because, you know, depression. He did just witness the death of the man he trusts more than anyone else in the world, so I don't think he's in great shape overall. Anyway, though, it's time for supports. And hey, guess what? It's these two now. So, last time Cecil didn't really seem too keen on forgiving Katarina. This time, however, yep, Cecil's already over it, and this is only conversation 2. God, Cecil rocks. Was it Luke? Was he doubting you? I haven't kicked his ass in like a year. I'll do it. I'd be happy about it. You're always so reliable. So yes, please, go beat up Luke. Yeah, you gotta thrust your arm pretty quickly when you're flinging magic around. Magic isn't nearly as effective without a dramatic flair. Alright, so who's next? Ah, Sirius, how's it going? It did it? I mean, that happens all the time. It's not really a big deal. That's strange. This sounds extremely familiar for some reason. Unfortunately, that chapter was a pain in the ass, so didn't go quite that well. Don't fucking remind me. If my mighty lance, which isn't a regalia, trust me. Because it's the fucking Gradivis? That's a pretty good reason. Wah wah. Oh no, off-screen enemy! Ah! Whew. He certainly did take care of that off-screen enemy. Oh, I can't believe they attacked us here. Who would have thought the assassins would be good at that sort of thing? I don't know why they don't just use his sprite right there. you know, considering it is in the game. I guess that was from a few years ago. Anyway, though, yeah, I'm gonna stop being coy about it, because it's fairly obvious anyway. Yeah, Sirius is Camus. Zeke from Echoes is also Camus, after losing his memory and washing up on a different continent. The only person here who really recognizes him is Belf. Belf is the other person who has a conversation with Sirius, and it's actually a pretty good one. But anyway, I'm not going to talk too much about that because it's Katarina Conversation 3 time, and at the perfect possible moment. This one's really good. I really love the end of that one, and the female version is actually better because it's more or less the same as the male avatar version, except in the male version, afterwards Katarina is just like, oh, I like ya. I don't care if you've liked anyone in the past. I still love you, Chris. But I don't know. I think it's just a lot more romantic when the two just leave for the War Council hand in hand. Anyway, though, romance over. Time to deal with Aramaya. Gosh is a really weird word to use here, and I don't know why. Disagreed, but go on. Yes, you're admitting that Fog of War is cheating. You see, I fed all of my assassins carrots when they were younger, but like I overcooked them so they were all mushy. I can't be non-abusive, it's just not possible for me. Alright, so, this chapter, fairly simple. It's a small area, but it's a very cramped one. On Lunatic mode, there are a whole lot of extra generals, a few extra snipers, and an extra axeman guarding the hallway. However, one very notable thing about this chapter is the fact that the archers have longbows. This is the only chapter in the game in which longbows appear. They do drop them at death, or a few of them do at least, so if you want to pick any of those up, go right ahead. They are very useful because they have a range of 2 to 3 instead of just 2. That guy, however, did not drop his bow. Now, you definitely want a healer for this chapter, and while I don't have Rise here, I did make sure to give Katarina a staff because, quite frankly, we don't have many units to use, yes, but you're going to be getting hurt a lot. Case in point, here's a general. I mean, on one hand, nice, on the other hand, you jerk. And of course, the longbows do work out for the enemy really well here. They do often find themselves in positions that don't really allow you to counter, though that isn't the case every time. There are moments in which they kind of just hang out where you can still hit them with magic or a bow. Not really their best idea, but like, the guy on the right side over there is just completely protected, unless he fights you from the narrow passage just like a little above. Actually, no, that's not a spot you can get him from. Alright, so, dude to the right, just straight up, in a very good position. Dude on the left, however, is about to, we'll say he's going to have a very bad day. By which I mean he's going to die, because we're going to shoot him with a bow. And man, you might have a longbow, but I've got Ryan, and quite frankly, he's a much better archer. By the way, Aramaya, you might remember from the DLC Chapter 2, has the Meteor spell. Now, first and foremost, I did have to repeat this chapter, like, once, maybe twice, because I wanted to get this conversation, because of course you can only get one conversation with a boss, which is dumb. And despite the fact that it's a bit goofy that Eremiah and Katarina are just shouting back and forth between rooms, I'd much prefer to just have this conversation. It's a little too early for the showdown, but I figured better than just having generic text, right? Also, it's a good thing Katarina didn't get hit, because otherwise that would have killed her. Thankfully, though, she had Nosferatu equipped, so just gonna eat up that soul. Nosferatu, by the way, is really useful. I'd definitely suggest it. I'd also suggest any type of tome that has a high crit rate if you're anything like me. And if you remember the previous chapter, you probably know what that means. Also, goddamn, Julian, please. Please, Julian, just stop. Stop being bad. I really don't appreciate it. Thankfully, I can take Julian out of Eremiah's range, though actually I'm pretty sure if I'd gone down... Actually, wait. I do not remember her exact range. Maybe it would have been like, if I had sent Julian downwards, he would have been like on the exact outermost reach of Eremiah's range. Because otherwise, those safety strats were kind of just pointless. So we've already found Eremiah, but, she's certainly not making things easy, constantly pelting us with meteors. Also, what is it with the fog of war? Because we could see her before. Come on, that's just distinctly unfair. Okay, so, editing this was a pain in the ass, because, fun fact, I had so many re-records that by this point I just said fuck it and started save stating, because I want to kill Eremiah with Katarina, because she deserves this closure of murder. So just like in the previous chapter, I'm choosing the worst character just because it makes more sense in the story. But Katarina's really not built for this job. But here's the thing. All of my other characters kept critting. Every single one of them. Like, I tried to make them do minimal damage, but they wouldn't just stop critting. And unfortunately, Katarina only has one attack against Eremiah. She's still a bit slow. And of course, Eremiah's resistance is great because she's also a mage-type character. So, yeah, I could not send any other character in because consistently they would be getting crits off on Eremiah. So, back there, we also got the Aura Tome. There's one more chest in this chapter, and since we got a replacement Aura here, you can probably guess what the other one is, considering I also alluded to it before. But yeah, if you want another Aura, then this is where you get it. So, if you've run out by this point, or you just want to start using Aura regularly until you get to your second tome, then go right ahead. We've got a spare now. Alright, so let's finish this off by eating Eremiah's soul. Truth be told, I'm kinda surprised she has one. And she dies off screen. Well, that's that. Ooh, and a pretty good level as well. Got all the things she needs. Anyway, here's this jerk-ass sniper who just refuses to leave me alone. Oh, that's right. For a moment I was like, why did I... That wasn't a good idea. Why did I leave it? But no, I was, getting Cecil over. Anyway, yeah, the other tome is Excalibur. Okay, so the Fog of War actually seems to reset at the end of the turn, which is actually kind of neat. Like, you get a full turn in which the areas you've uncovered stay uncovered, but then it returns to just, like, whatever limited field of view you had before. That's actually pretty neat. Means other characters can get ahead, and you can send people backwards, you know, in case you still need to fight enemies, but you want the character who initially uncovered the thing to move on. like perhaps a thief. Of course, in this game it doesn't matter because they're precisely 2 Fog of War chapters, and I don't think Julian even gives you extra view range. Anyway, I don't think Katarina's even involved in this cutscene. Hey Katarina, your abusive stepmom is now dead. I guess she's just gone to the bathroom. That's too bad. You'd think she'd be here for this. I don't know. I don't really feel that sorry for her. Her orphanage burned down, that's tragic. Then she just started turning children into killing machines. I don't know. Like, I can't even pity her that much. I wouldn't call her a victim. The initial children and the children afterwards are victims, but Eremiah? Don't feel sorry for her. Of course, here's the cutscene that tries to make you feel sorry for her, because, oh, it sure is horrible that she turned children into monsters after her orphanage burned down. So here's their attempt to justify that, and it's basically just Hardin's plotline again. So yeah, it was all Garneff's fault, just like with the Dark Sphere on Hardin. She got really sad, so she got orbed, and then she was horrible. But unlike Hardin, I don't really care as much. It's still an excuse plot, but on a character I don't care about excusing. I mean, to be fair, this is horrific, but, like, I don't know. I didn't know enough about Eremiah before she turned evil, and when she was evil, she was horrible. I don't know. I don't care that much. Unlike with Hardin, who I respected as a character in Shadow Dragon, here, whatever. It's just the same plotline over again, but for their terrible abusive mother character. Eh. Okay, so what's hypocritical about being devastated by the death of a whole lot of orphans and then being possessed by Orb? I mean, that's really your fault, Garneff. I hate those hypocrites, like all those ventriloquists. Making puppets do things when in actuality they're just puppets so they couldn't actually do anything anyway. It disgusts me, Garneff. I don't understand how anything works. Anyway, time to go conquer the world.